Senator Murphy.
Mr. President, I move that further proceedings under the roll call be dispensed with and that the Sergeant-at-Arms be instructed to bring in the absent members.
On that motion, all in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The motion prevails. Members, if you be so kind as to stand. As you recall in our Senate tradition, we always start with prayer. And today's chaplain is the Most Reverend Baynard Hibda, who is the Archbishop of St. Paul and Minneapolis. Following this wonderful prayer, please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you for the opportunity to begin this morning's session in prayer. The late Pope Francis, whose moral voice is being remembered in these days by women and men of goodwill across the globe, once described the vocation of those in political office as working to create the conditions for a worthy and just future. He noted that if exercised with basic respect for the life, freedom, and dignity of persons, political life can indeed become an outstanding form of charity. With that in mind, let us pray. Good and gracious God, we praise you for having created each person in your image, unique and irreplaceable. Help these, your servants, to recognize our common humanity and our true identity as brothers and sisters. Acknowledging the bonds that unite us, may they work together to generate policies that foster peace and justice, giving to each what is due. May we be your instruments in building the worthy and just future that you intend, and may our common efforts manifest your charity. Teach us to listen patiently to one another, that we may come to a deeper place of understanding and move forward in greater unity while respecting legitimate diversity. Generate a proper sense of stewardship and solidarity among those who are privileged to serve in this chamber, and indeed among the people of this great state. May all that we do give witness to the love with which you created this world, now and forever. Amen.
Thank you, members. The Secretary will take the roll.
Abler, Anderson, Barr, Bolden, Carlson, Champion, Clark, Coleman, Swadzinski, Dames, Dibble, Dornick, Draheim, Drazkowski, Duckworth, Farnsworth, Fateh, Frentz, Green, Grunhagen, Gustafson, Hochschild, Herr, Hoffman, Housley, Howe, Jasinski, Johnson, Johnson-Stewart, Klein, Coran, Kroon, Kunish, Kupek, Lang, Letts, Liskey, Limmer, Lucero, Mann, Marty, Matthews, May-Quaid, McEwen, Miller, Mitchell, Mohammed, Murphy, Nelson, Umu Verbaten, Pappas, Pa, Port, Pratt, Putnam, Rarick, Rasmussen, Rest, Seeberger, Utke, Weber, Wiesenberg, Westland, Westrom, Wiklund, Zhang.
Members, a quorum is present. Members, the following members intend to vote from a remote location pursuant to Rule 40.7. Senator Duckworth, Senator Fateh, Senator Herr, Senator Lang, Senator May-Quaid, and Senator Rest. Members, if you want to follow along with me, I'm reading from the Senate agenda dated Monday, May 5th, 2025. We'll begin at the third order of business, messages from the House. The Secretary will read the first message.
Mr. President, I have the honor to announce the passage by the House of the following Senate file as amended by the House, in which amendments the concurrence of the Senate is respectfully requested. Senate File Number 3045, a bill for an act relating to state government operations establishing a biennial budget. Senate File Number 3045 is herewith returned to the Senate. Signed, Patrick Duffy Murphy, Chief Clerk, House of Representatives.
Senator Young for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate do not concur in the amendments by the House of Senate File number 3045, and that a conference committee of 5 members be appointed by the Subcommittee on Conference Committees on the part of the Senate to act with a like conference committee appointed on the part of the House.
Any discussion? Seeing none, on that motion, all in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The motion prevails. The Secretary will read the next message.
Mr. President, I have the honor to announce that the House has acceded to the request of the Senate for the appointment of a conference committee consisting of 4 members of the House on the amendments adopted by the House to the following Senate file. Senate File number 1959, a bill for an act relating to state government, establishing a budget for the Department of Military Affairs and the Department of Veterans Affairs. There has been appointed as such committee on the part of the House Bliss, Duran, Zhang, and Hemmingson Yeager. Senate File number 1959 is herewith returned to the Senate. Signed, Patrick Duffy Murphy, Chief Clerk, House of Representatives.
No action required, members. The Secretary will read the next message.
Mr. President, I have the honor to announce that the House has acceded to the request of the Senate for the appointment of a conference committee consisting of 4 members of the House on the amendments adopted by the House to the following Senate file. Senate File number 2298, a bill for an act relating to housing, establishing budget for the Minnesota Housing Finance Agency. There has been appointed as such committee on part of the House Igo, Nash, Howard, and Kozlowski. Senate File number 2298 is herewith returned to the Senate. Signed, Patrick Duffy Murphy, Chief Clerk, House of Representatives.
Again, members, no action is required. The Secretary will read the next message.
Mr. President, I have the honor to announce the passage by the House of the following House files herewith transmitted. House File numbers 1290, 1837, 2098, and 2130. Signed, Patrick Duffy Murphy, Chief Clerk, House of Representatives.
Again, members, no action is required. We will now proceed to the 4th order of business, which is the first reading of House bills. The House files have been given their first reading and referred as indicated. Members, we'll now proceed to the 5th order of business. Members, please make note of the committee reports. No action is required. We'll now proceed to the 8th order of business, which is introduction and first reading of Senate bills. The bills listed on today's introduction calendar are given their first reading and referred as indicated. Now we'll proceed to the 9th order of business, which is motion and resolutions. We will adopt the author's motion as one motion. All in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The motion prevails. Senate Resolution number 37 will be referred to the Committee on Rules and Administration, and I'm now calling on Senator Miller.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good morning, members. It is my honor, along with Senators Mohammed, Jasinski, and Rarick, to introduce Senate Resolution number 37 today, reaffirming our commitment to strengthening and deepening the sister ties between the state of Minnesota and Taiwan. Our sister state relationship with Taiwan began in 1984. And since then, Minnesota and Taiwan have enjoyed strong bilateral trade, educational, and cultural exchanges, as well as tourism. Taiwan imported $3.8 billion worth of U.S. farm products in 2024, making it the 4th largest market on a per capita basis among the top 10 U.S. agriculture export destinations and the 8th largest market of U.S. soybeans and corn. And Taiwan and the state of Minnesota have enjoyed a long and mutually beneficial relationship with the prospect of future growth. Taiwan was Minnesota's 9th largest export market in 2024 with $644 million worth of Minnesota goods exported to Taiwan. And Mr. President, I know you have also supported these efforts, and today we are fortunate to be able to continue this relationship, and I'm happy to welcome Director General Dennis Yang Feng Li and Vice Consul J. Chai Ming Lin from the Taipei Economic and Cultural Office in Chicago to the Capitol today. And members, as much as I would like to applaud, we are not in recess, so we're not going to do that, but I do want to acknowledge their presence here, and I appreciate all of our members' efforts who have been involved in this. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Miller, for that resolution, and thank you to those who are here visiting with us today. We appreciate your presence. Remaining under motions and resolutions, Senator Murphy to designate special orders.
Mr. President, pursuant to Rule 26, I designate the following bills be made special orders for immediate consideration. Members, the list is on your desk.
In fact, members, the list is on your desk, and we will begin with House File 3022, Senator Limmer.
Thank you, Mr. President. House File 3022 is better known as the Revisor's Bill. It is it corrects technical errors in statutes and laws. It corrects erroneous and incomplete cross-references and internal references. It corrects grammatical errors and miscellaneous drafting, engrossing, and other errors. I stand today with the bill. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask me. The bill is presented, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Limmer. Any questions or discussion on House File 3022? Senator Latz.
Mr. President, members, this is a good bill. It's a regular reviser's bill, nothing controversial in it. I encourage a green vote.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, the Secretary will give the bill its third reading.
House File Number 3022, a bill for an act relating to legislative enactments making miscellaneous technical corrections to laws and statutes.
Third reading. Any other discussion on House File 3022? Seeing none, the Secretary will take the roll on House File 3022. Senator Bowden, for those voting pursuant to Rule 40.7.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senator Fate votes aye.
Senator Fate votes aye.
Senator Herr votes aye.
Senator Herr votes aye.
Senator Rest votes aye.
Senator Rest votes aye.
And Senator May-Quade votes aye.
Senator May-Quade votes aye. Senator Jasinski, for those voting pursuant to Rule 40.7.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senator Duckworth votes aye.
Senator Duckworth votes aye.
And Senator Lang votes aye.
And Senator Lang votes aye. Senator Bowden.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senator Carlson votes aye.
And Senator Carlson votes aye. All senators having voted who desires to vote, the Secretary will close the roll. There being 65 ayes and 0 nays, the bill is passed and is titled agreed to. Members, we will now go to House File 2551. Senator Wiklund.
Thank you, Mr. President. House File 2551 is brought forward. It's a recodification, technical and conforming changes or updates bill. During the 2023 session, the Minnesota legislature established the Department of Children, Youth, and Families. And the legislation at that time included establishing the powers, duties, and authorities of the Department of Children, Youth, and Families. It transferred programs from the Departments of Human Services, Education, and Public Safety, and it recodified statutes and made technical and conforming changes to establish the statutory infrastructure of the new department. The Revisor's Office has drafted House File 2551 as a follow-up bill this year to the recodification and statutory updates that were made during 2023 and 2024 for additional updates to sections of statute that were missed in the previous legislation. These updates are technical and conforming changes for programs and services that were legislatively transferred to DCYF during the 2023 and 2024 sessions. These conforming changes maintain the continuity of authorities, powers, and duties that transferred programs had at their originating agencies, which are Department of Education, DHS, and Department of Public Safety. It updates statutory cross-references, and it adds DCYF to certain state advisory councils that include other executive branch agencies or commissioners. The provisions in this bill are needed to finalize the statutory infrastructure of the new agency, and they have no fiscal impact. Members, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Senator Abler.
Well, thank you, Mr. President. I just wanted to rise to thank the reviser's staff, and I have a feeling that our Senate counsel had a hand in this as well. You know, there's no controversy of these kind of bills, but in terms of making the statutes work and be readable by people who actually care about all those details, Mr. President, we are really fortunate to have staff at the reviser's office who are the unsung heroes. These days they're working day and night, and hopefully they will not be bored in the next couple of weeks, Mr. President, but I just wanted to rise to thank them for their work, and also just to commend our Senate counsel, which as a group, Mr. President, are legendary for their commitment to detail and to making all this, all our business work. So thank you, Mr. I urge a yes vote, by the way.
Any other discussion on House File 2551? Seeing none, the Secretary will give the bill its third reading.
House File number 2551, a bill for an act relating to children, follow-up to 2024 Children, Youth, and Families Recodification.
Third reading. Any other discussion? Seeing none, the Secretary will take the roll on House File 2551.
So the small business exemption got taken out, and then Judy lost all of her Republican support. And then she couldn't pass it with Democrats because apparently all of the unions found out and started like scaring everybody, and so they're going to score it and all of that. And so
Senator Bowden, for those voting pursuant to Rule 40.7.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senator Fate votes aye.
Senator Fate votes aye.
Senator Herr votes aye.
Senator Herr votes aye.
Senator Rest votes aye.
Senator Rest votes aye.
Senator McQuaid votes aye.
Senator McQuaid votes aye.
Senator Westland votes aye.
Senator Westland votes aye.
And Senator Carlson votes aye.
And Senator Carlson votes aye. Senator Jasinski, for those voting pursuant to Rule 40.7.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senator Duckworth votes aye.
Senator Duckworth votes aye.
Senator Lang votes aye.
Senator Lang votes aye. Senator Limmer. Members, if you're in the chambers, will you vote, please? Senator Jasinski.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senator Johnson votes aye.
Senator Johnson votes aye. All senators having voted.
Mr. President.
Senator Jasinski.
You were too quick there. Senator Rarick votes aye also. Thank you.
Senator Rarick votes aye. All senators having voted who desires to vote, the Secretary will close the roll. There being 53 ayes and 12 noes, the bill is passed and its title agreed to. Members, we will now go to House File 286. Senator Howe.
Thank you, Mr. President. And members, House File 286 deals with background checks, giving the local police departments the ability to do more extensive federal background checks instead of just the statewide background checks. What they've found in the past is just doing a statewide background check, criminal history does not give them the information they need on many of the things they do. And the CPA, the Minnesota Chiefs of Police Association, fully supports this. It's one of the few things they can do to help us fight human trafficking. That's the bill. Thank you, Mr. President.
Any other discussion on House File 286? Seeing none, the Secretary will give the bill its third reading.
House File Number 286, a bill for an act relating to public safety, authorizing local units of government to conduct criminal background checks under certain circumstances.
Third reading. Any other discussion on the bill? Seeing none, the Secretary will take the roll on final passage of House File 286. Senator Bowden, for those voting pursuant to Rule 40.7.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senator Fateh votes aye.
Senator Fateh votes aye.
Senator Herr votes aye.
Senator Herr votes aye.
Senator Rest votes aye.
Senator Rest votes aye.
Senator May Quaid votes aye.
Senator May Quaid votes aye.
Senator Westland votes aye.
Senator Westland votes aye.
And Senator Carlson votes aye.
And Senator Carlson votes aye. Senator Jasinski, for those voting pursuant to Rule 40.7.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senator Duckworth votes aye.
Senator Duckworth votes aye.
Senator Lang votes aye.
Senator Lang votes aye.
Senator Johnson votes aye.
Senator Johnson votes aye.
And thank you, Mr. President. Senator Rarick votes aye.
And Senator Rarick votes aye. Members, if you're in the chamber, will you please vote? Senator Young and Senator Pa, are you voting? All senators having voted who desires to vote, the Secretary will close the roll. There have been 65 ayes and 0 nays. The bill is passed and its title agreed to. Senator Murphy for a motion.
Mr. President, I move a brief recess for the purpose of appointing a conference committee.
All in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The motion prevails. The Senate is now in recess. The Senate will come to order. Senator Murphy.
Mr. President, is there a privileged report at the desk?
There is a privileged report at the desk. The secretary will read the report.
Senator Murphy from the Subcommittee on Conference Committees recommends that the following senators be, and they hereby are, appointed as a conference committee on Senate File Number 3045. Senators Zhang, Carlson, Mayquade, Westland, and Lang. Senator Murphy moves that the foregoing appointments be approved.
To that motion, all in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. The motion prevails. Senator Murphy for Senator Pappas.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to announce that the Senate Subcommittee on Ethics will meet at 12:30 in room 1100, so members have time for lunch. Thank you.
Any other announcements? Senator Draheim.
Thank you, Mr. President. Minnesota Association of Conventions and Visitor Bureau and Hospitality Minnesota invite you to celebrate National Travel and Tourism Week for tomorrow. So tomorrow, May 6th, from 11 to 1 in the vault, there will be a bunch of members there from across the state, and they will have remarks at noon and 12:30. Lunch is catered from Craft and Crew Hospitality, so just come and go lunch. So come if you can. That's tomorrow in the vault, 11 to 1. Thank you. And Mr. President, I want to thank Senator Dibble for the wonderful pie.
Senator Jasinski.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, GOP members will be caucusing in room 323 immediately following adjournment here.
Senator Abler.
Thank you, Mr. President. My announcement's way more interesting. Tomorrow, Mr. President, you've been waiting. It's the Mosquito Control Day at the Capitol. From 10 to 2 tomorrow on the mall, you're going to have live mosquito larvae, like there's not enough already around. There's going to be demos of control materials, environmental stewardship. It's going to be a helicopter and a drone. Will not be a black helicopter. There'll be mosquito and tick forecasts. I already think there's going to be a lot, but that's from 10 to 2. There's cookies, conversation, and with the mosquito and tick experts. Mr. President, I can't imagine a better way to spend some time. Thank you. That's tomorrow.
Senator Murphy for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. President and members. I'm going to move a recess in order to receive messages from the House if they come. And I'd ask you to watch your emails about when we'll come back to receive those messages and adjourn. With that, Mr. President, I move a recess until the call of the President.
On that motion, all in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. The motion prevails. The Senate is now in recess.